My first dorm room was on the sixth floor, I think the blue wing of Claudius Roberts at ORU, or Roberts University, fall 1980. There was a yellow and green wing also. The colors of the room doors and the built-in desks were painted almost pastel green or blue and bright yellow, depending on what wing you were on. There were two built-in desks on the left wall as you walked in the door, two closets with drawers in between on the far wall, the window and a bed on a wall, and on the wall to the right of the door, there was a bed. The room was not square due to the architecture of the building. I had no earthly idea what the room looked like before I walked in with my stuff freshman year. When I got there, my roommate, Maureen from Niagara Falls, Canada, was already there, and I took the bed, desk, and closet that were left. There are only two elevators in Claudius, and the line for them was out the door and down the sidewalk. At the end of each wing, the fire escape doors were unlocked for move-in day, so I was glad that my brothers were there to help me carry all my stuff up the stairs to my room. Remember, I was on the sixth floor. Grandma Summers carried a few things. She was born in 1918, so she would have been 62 years old, which is younger than I am now, weird to think. When Daddy brought a load up and looked at the room, he was ready to carry everything back down to the car. He said, "I built a nice house for you to live in. Why would you want to live in this dorm room and share it with a roommate?" His perspective was after having gone to live in dorms at the School of the Ozarks when he was 13 years old, and then straight to the Navy after high school, living on a ship. I thought it was great and could not understand what he was thinking. The beds were twin extra XL, and you could pull them out from the side, out from under the blue plastic upholstered back lift door storage that ran the length of the bed. To sleep, and when the bed was put back underneath the storage, it created a couch. The top of the storage was a place to put things, like my alarm clock. My bedspread was not a bedspread, but two red blankets that Grandma Summers had sewn together with batting in between on her sewing machine. She then used red yarn to sew the top and bottom blankets together like a tie quilt. I can remember the big needles she used to tie them. The one she made for my sister, Lynn, was pink, and my brothers were brown and gold, Kickapoo High School colors. On top of the red blanket, folded at the foot of the bed, I put the Afghan she crocheted for me for high school graduation. It was red, black, gray, and white with the date of my graduation sewn in. She made an Afghan for all the grandkids for high school graduation, using the same pattern but with different colors. The blanket and Afghan you see on the rail is that same blanket and Afghan. My roommate and I noticed that some of the other girls were using contact paper to cover the lift-up doors over their desks. Neither of us had a car. Only one or two of the girls on the floor had a car, so we walked to Kmart to buy contact paper. I do not know how we knew where the Kmart was, except maybe we had seen it when we rode to school with our parents, or maybe because we got a phone book when I got a phone. And so we looked up the address. Phone books had maps, so we would know how to get there. There were no mobile phones in 1980. For that matter, no laptops. And my mom, the conservative that she was, surprisingly wanted me to have a phone. She thought it was important because snail mail would have been the only other way to have contact with me. Of course, you had to pay for long distance. There was only one short, maybe 5-minute phone call a week home. The built-in desk had a Formica top, a desk drawer underneath that, and a little cubby beside the drawer, just the right size for a princess or trimline phone. back to the contact paper from Kmart. ORU's address is 7777 South Lewis, and we walked down Lewis Street to Kmart on 51st Street. We thought the contact paper with small yellow flowers on it was just perfect. When we got back to the dorm, we cut the paper with scissors and carefully wrapped the lift-up drawers with it and cut some to cover the drawers on our desk. We did not have enough to cover the drawer fronts in the middle of the closet, and we never walked to Kmart again. LOL. Thanks for letting me share the good memories.